So go check those out. And the last thing I'll tell you here as we wrap up is just that you need to appreciate the fact that these teachings that I'm trying to offer to you are very advanced. And I don't say that to brag. It's just the case. You're learning about things here that 99.99999% of people on Earth don't know and won't know for another 100 or for another 1,000 years. That's just the case. And this includes scientists and academics and psychologists and intellectuals and philosophers and all of them. They don't know this stuff either, for the most part. A very small percentage of them do. So we're talking about very advanced stuff here. And the reason it's advanced is because it requires your participation. It requires extreme nuance. It requires dedication, experimentation, personal investigation, putting skin in the game, sitting for hundreds of hours looking at your hand when you don't want to because you're so bored. That's the cost of understanding these things. Did you really think that you were going to get to the bottom of reality? Did you really think that you were going to understand the universe and existence and God and life and death and love and evil and good and mankind and how your mind works? You think you were going to understand all of this just by sitting and watching these videos while you're playing video games or some shit like that in the background? You think that that was going to work? It's precisely because nobody wants to pay the cost of doing these personal experiments that hardly anyone understands these teachings. And that's why they're advanced. Because mostly what we do is we just accept whatever our culture teaches us, unquestioningly. This is not just true of religion. This is true of every single piece of knowledge that you have. All of science, all of logic, all of rationality, all of mathematics, all of politics, of course religion, philosophy, and anything else, all of it. You didn't get it through personal investigation of actuality. You got it through secondhand hearsay. You got it as beliefs and imaginations from other people, because that's what is easy. And what's difficult about this work is that it's very different from the way that you were taught to learn at school. At school, you were taught just to memorize stuff and to believe stuff. Even when they were teaching you science, they were teaching about molecules and atoms and chemistry and biology. All of that was just brute force memorization of concepts and beliefs. It's no different than the indoctrination that happens, for example, in Islamic schools in Afghanistan and in Syria and in Iraq. The kind of indoctrination that happens in those schools is exactly the kind of indoctrination that happens in American schools, European schools, in developed countries. Exactly the same. The only difference is the content. And the problem with this is that nobody actually learns how to investigate actuality. And so everyone is operating on beliefs and imagination and concepts. And then when they listen to what I'm saying, they interpret that as just more of the same. And then they start to dispute me and contest what I'm saying and try to come up with clever arguments against things that I've said. This is a complete waste of time. A complete waste of time. It doesn't matter whether you believe what I say or don't believe what I say. What matters is what you are willing to investigate for yourself. And what I'm offering here is just ideas and hints for which parts of life are worth investigating for you. And you don't need to trust me on that. Verify it for yourself. Verify for yourself whether it's worth investigating what consciousness is, what the mind is, what concepts are, what happiness is, what sadness is, what fear is. I'm telling you that these are the most worthwhile things that you can investigate in your life. But you don't know that. The only way you'll know that is by actually going out there and trying it, comparing it with other stuff, whatever other things you want to do, pursue sex or pursue marriage or pursue career and money or whatever. Do all that stuff, compare, and see if what I'm saying is true. And then you'll know that it is. This is what makes actualize.org very different from most other channels, from most other teachings. It's not religion. It's not New Age beliefs. It's not even science. It transcends all of that. All of that is inferior compared to what we're doing here. This is direct investigation of actuality. And as we go forward in the future, I'm going to be pushing you more and more to investigate this stuff for yourself. And I'm going to be offering you less and less answers and pushing you more and more. Because me giving you all these answers just spoils you and ends up backfiring for you. And because honestly, you're not going to understand the things that I'm going to be talking about in the future if you don't start to seriously do this work. It's already the case. Over the last year, the episodes that I released over the last year are so advanced that even those of you who think you understand everything, you have only understood 10% of the things that I've said. That's how advanced this stuff is. Do not underestimate this work. And stay tuned for more.